Dame, in the third quarter, it looks like you guys kind of, maybe not abandoned, but went away from the off-ball motion stuff and kind of just went sort of my turn, your turn type of thing, and you got rolling. How intentional was that, and kind of when did you make that read to go that way?
I mean, we talked about it at halftime, just coming out and being more aggressive. Don't come out and have a slow, laid-back third quarter, easing ourselves into the game. And I heard them saying 1 through 5. At one point in the third, I heard them saying 1 through 5. Basically, we're gonna switch everything.
Right.
And when they said that, I still didn't. The ball wasn't going in. I didn't shoot well at all. But I knew that I would be able to probe and search a little bit and try to find something and get something going. And I just went over to Chauncey and I was like, leave me out here for this quarter, and let me find it a little bit. And he was like, I got you. And I knew I would have that whole 12 minutes to find matchups, attack, get aggressive, and that was it. I just got it to go in a few times, and it was it. So I mean, I know at some point it's going to be a big breakthrough. I don't know when, but it's going to happen.
It obviously felt good to see a couple go in. You didn't have a great shooting night, but
Yeah.
it had to feel good to see a couple
You
drop.
just want to see the ball go in.
Yeah.
And when you missing shots, rattling in and out, and the ball kind of rolling off the rim, I think the easy thing to do is to be like, I don't have it going, and just kind of like go away from it and get passive. But when you're in the stretch like I am shooting the ball, I think it's important to jump into it. You know what I mean? To get more aggressive and get yourself out of it. And that's kind of where I got to in the third, where it was like it's not going to be a good shooting night, but I'm gonna find something, and I'm going to be aggressive trying to find something. And I got the ball to go in. So now it's just a matter of time.
Was part of that aggression as well finding other guys? It seemed like in the third quarter especially, you really were creating for other guys and making those passes that
I mean, I think that's that's the way I've always played. I make the right play. And sometimes when you attack and you get aggressive, you draw a reaction in the defense, especially for me. I know that a lot of times I'll be the center of a game plan defensively, so I'll get a lot of attention. So when I'm being aggressive, the play exposes itself. Somebody will come help. I'll see them shift, and I'll see an open guy, and I'm going to make that play. Even if I'm being aggressive to score, I think it's important as a scorer to keep them off balance to where they know, he's willing to hit the open man. And a night like tonight, guys are making shots, and we're winning the game. So I'm even more likely to make that play, but also still being aggressive in that stretch.
Can you describe what it meant to you guys to have that first half while you and CJ were kind of scuffling?
Yeah, I mean, I think we went into the half down 6, and if we don't have what we had from Ant, then maybe we get a few more stops because we know we're not shooting the ball well. But that wasn't the case. When Ant comes in aggressive and making shots and keeping us afloat, keeping us alive, that's huge. And that's what he's capable of, you know what I mean? He's super talented. It's his 4th year, and it's time. I think that's the short way to put it is time. And, it's not a secret how talented he is. It's not a secret, what he's capable of. He's shown flashes of it time and time again. But now it's just time for him to. That's what we need him to do. Be aggressive, score the ball, get into the paint, take shots, go after it. So that's who he has to be for us. So we would have probably had a terrible half. Who knows what kind of deficit we would have went into the half with if he doesn't, kind of explode in that moment. So we needed it. It was huge for us, and that's who we need him to be.
Did you see a change in his commitment over the summer?
In his what?
In his commitment.
I did. I mean, since he's come into the league, me and Ant, we've been in Phoenix together training with Phil. We've been in Utah training together, here training together. But this summer specifically, every time that I was reaching out to Phil, because, that's my guy. I played for Phil in college, and he's my full-time trainer. So it's like when I call him, he's he's coming. You know what I mean? And this summer, every time I saw Phil, like I saw Ant. You know, even if it was somewhere just random, like, you know, Phil came to Vegas, and it was like Ant was following him around. You know, he was in Vegas. Then I was in Utah for a week for alumni, and I was like, Phil, let's get there, you know, a week early. Let's get some work in. And Ant and Oz, Kelvin, you know, they all was there, you know, for that whole week in Ogden, Utah, just training. Then they left from there. Phil came here. We worked out. Ant walking in the gym, me and Ant working out together. So I think at first it was like Phil trying to get it out of him. And this summer was like I noticed Ant following him everywhere, you know, just getting his work in. Like it didn't have to be like convenient for him. You know, he was seeking it out. Like I know it's time for me to step up, and it's just good to see him getting the results early this season from, you know, the commitment that he had this summer. It was definitely different.
Got time for a couple more?
CJ, during the Phoenix game, he was like motioning to the crowd saying, I'm here. This game, he made a shot. He's talking about, I work out, I'm in the weight room. Do you feel like, I mean, CJ's a guy that always talks, but like, do you feel like he's saying something else at this point, or do you feel like he's being more kind of willing to put himself out there a little bit?
I mean, he's a small school underdog, you know, guy like me. He takes stuff personal, and I think after the playoffs last year, a lot of people had a lot to say. You know, it was a lot of shit being said about him, and I know personally that this summer, you know, he was on it, you know, and I think he was really looking forward to this season, you know. And we all know he's not gonna be quiet about it either. You know, he gonna say something. He gonna let you know, and he's also gonna back it up. You know, that's one thing you can say about him. He's gonna talk and he's gonna back it up. And if it doesn't go his way, he's not gonna shy away from that either. So, you know, I think that's it. I don't think it's nothing crazy. He's being himself. That's who he is.
No, I don't think it's been crazy either, but I think you put it well.
Being himself.
What can you say kind of got the defense tonight, you know, especially that second half only held them to 39? I mean, is this kind of, you know, maybe exhibit A for what focusing on defense can do for this team?
I think the game against Phoenix was very similar to this. You know, we played a full game of great defense against Phoenix. And tonight was similar to that with, you know, even though we didn't shoot the ball great or play great in the first half, I think they scored 27 in the first quarter and 30 in the second quarter maybe.
Yep. Got it.
You know, that's not bad quarters, you know, for the way the NBA is scoring now. So to hold them to 39 in the second half is like, that just shows our defense trending in the right direction over the course of a game, you know, which we haven't had. But if you look at the games in between those, Sacramento and LA, it's like, well, what happened in those games? And I think for us, it's just a matter of being that team all the time. You know, we've showed in the two games that I've just mentioned that we're capable of doing it and that we're giving the effort, you know, to do it, and we're focusing on it. It's just, can you be that team all the time? And that's what we're working towards. I don't think it's hard to see for anybody. Like, we're focused on being a better defensive team, and we're doing it. You know, we're putting it together. We just got to be consistent at it.
Speaking of talking, and
Last
Phil,
question.
he tweeted out in the third quarter when things started going in for you, he said whenever he starts talking to himself and did the face palm emoji, what were you saying when he started seeing the ball go in?
Wait, what happened?
Phil, tonight he tweeted whenever he starts talking to himself and did the face palm when the ball started going in the third quarter. What were you saying to yourself or thinking as you started to see that go in?
Keep that to myself, man.